Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so I have to apologize for the lateness of this video. I know at this point, if you've been following my channel for a while, you are used to me getting any sort of trailer reaction or response for fighting games up almost immediately. I do try to keep track of these things and get them posted quickly, so this must be quite the delay. But if you did not know, I actually was at Evo, so yes. So all of the Evo trailers, the announcements that came out for all the various games, I was actually there live to watch those. So obviously that changes things a little bit in terms of what I'm able to do with filming and recording. And to be fair, I did try to do live recordings of some things, but that arena, there's people just walking constantly in front of you, getting up and down. It was not going well. It was not. I thought it would just be better after I tried and failed a couple of times to get any quality video, to just wait until I came home and then do what I'm about to do now, which is go back over all of those trailers and just kind of chat about them and chat about my thoughts with you guys. So it's not exactly going to be a reaction because I have seen all of these in person, so you're not going to get like the squealing and screaming, but we could still talk about everything that was revealed and how exciting it is. I got my Evo hoodie. It's huge because they ran out of smalls before I got one, but it's really comfortable. But before I get into the trailers, I did have a really fantastic time, so if you're interested in hearing more about my actual experiences at Evo, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make a video talking about that a little bit. I got to meet a ton of people who I've been friends with, mostly online, for years now, because of the pandemic, and I got to see obviously some great, really hype sets, and the top 8s in particular were fantastic. I got to play Street Fighter 6, which is so fun. But anyway, so I want to get to all the reveals and things. But like I said, if you want to hear about Evo, any more about that, just let me know in the comments. So the first thing that I want to go over is the King of Fighters 15 news. So SNK dropped a lot of big reveals on us. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts about all the different development companies. Out of them, which do you think had like the biggest bombshells or the biggest reveals? I think there's a pretty good argument to make that it could be SNK. So first of all, during the King of Fighters top 8, they started to put up a trailer, and the first thing that they showed, if you guys saw, was actually the trailer for Team Awakened Orochi, which at this point, when this video is coming out, that team is already out. And at that point, when I first saw it present at Evo, I had actually already had a chance to check it out because they had the demo of Team Awakened Orochi there. So everybody saw that and was pretty much like, okay, this is not going to be all that there is. They're just slowly building up the hype, which indeed was what it was. So then after the Team Awakened Orochi trailer ended, then of course we get this. So let's play it. This is the rest of their DLC trailer. So there's yes, and it goes right into, say, Team 4. And you can hear the cheering in the background, so alright, and so yes, indeed, it is Team Samurai Showdown, which, if you guys were aware of the leaks, I don't think anyone was super surprised about this, but it was still exciting, especially my Nakamura! So I could conceivably have a Nakamura and Athena team again. And Darling. So I want to hear what you guys think about this. Your general thoughts about this team's inclusion. Whether you were aware of the leaks or not, I want to hear your thoughts. Personally, I'm pretty psyched. And then they also gave some other information here, which, if you didn't see, some some hints about other characters that are going to be coming soon. A explicit statement that there is going to be a season 2 of DLC, so that's good news. Yes, and I know many people are probably very happy about Kim. Discussion of more crossplay. So they're clearly spending a lot of time and effort on trying to continuously improve the event, which is awesome. For me, I'm excited for Nakazuzu. Darley's cool also. It'd be cool to check out how they kind of put her into this game, what her interpretation for King of Fighters is gonna be. But on top of this, they did not just announce the next DLC character pack, and that there will be a season 2, and that they're working on crossplay, and that they're gonna have some more classic characters returning in the future. No, they also dropped this little bombshell trailer on us. Oh, let me play this right here. Let me. In case you didn't see. So they just threw this out there at the end after what we all expected, which was the DLC King of Fighters 15 trailer. And this is the announcement that I think literally nobody saw coming out of all the announcements at Evo this year. I don't know about you guys, let me know if you were surprised about this, but yeah, the green lighting of a new Fatal Fury and Garu. So I know this had a lot of people screaming. I think that's amazing. Like, to me, the overall message behind this is that SNK is very pleased about how things are going with King of Fighters 15 and are gonna be investing a lot more back into their fighting games department going forward, which is really exciting. So I don't know, who knows how long it's gonna be before this game comes out and what it's even gonna look like, but it is really exciting. And of course, we can't leave out, they also dropped another big bombshell on Saturday, so not even during the finals day in the arena, and that is that Samurai Showdown is getting rollback. Which people have been asking for a long time, but I don't think anybody really was anticipating that happening either. So for me, again, the Team Sam show was not a huge surprise that that's what was announced, going to be mainly announced here, both because of the leaks previously, but then also because they announced Sam show rollback the day before. So, I mean, come on, that kind of, to me, solidified it. So I wasn't really surprised at all to see that, but I was hype about it, and I was pretty shocked about the Team Garo Fatal Fury stuff. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about these DLC characters, about the future Season 2 path that they laid out, about future games being greenlit, Sam show rollback? Out of all of those, what are you the most excited for? Let me know your thoughts. And then just one other brief thing about King of Fighters before I keep going with the other announcements. Yeah, I did get to check out Team Awakened Virtue very briefly at Evo. I haven't had a chance to play them yet since I got home, since I kind of just took a little bit of time to rest because I was so wiped out. But that video is going to be coming soon. I'm hopefully going to be able to play around with them today and film something, so that'll be coming soon. So apologies again, thank you for your patience. But yeah, I'm really excited for sure. Alright, so the next top 8 that happened was Tekken, which that top 8 was insanely hype. I mean, crazy, insane, if you guys watched. But at the end, you know, people were wondering, what are they gonna do? Are they going to actually announce Tekken 8? Are they going to announce just changes? And the first thing that popped up, the trailer that they popped up, okay, was about changes to the game, to the upcoming season leading into the Tekken World Tour Finals, which they announced was going to be in Amsterdam. So I think a lot of people were getting very discouraged, but they threw this in at the end. So just to check it out if you haven't seen it, threw this in. Let's see real quick. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone in the audience was like, happening? But yes. So yes, and then everyone screamed because that clearly was supposed to be just a tiny glimpse to indicate that they are indeed working on and progressing down the path of Tekken 8. And then, of course, they showed a little clips of Tasty Steve losing his mind in the commentary booth, and then Harada showed up and he shook Harada, and Harada shook him back, and it was all madness, but fun. But I want to know what you guys think about this, because we all knew, right, that they are working on Tekken 8. It's nice that we got to see a little glimpse of it, but this doesn't really give us any sort of information that we didn't know already, right? No idea when it's going to come out, how long it's going to take. Basically what we got was, yeah, it's being worked on, okay, it exists, but you're going to be playing Tekken 7 for a little while longer. So I want to hear, Tekken players, what is your thoughts about this? Are you more excited or more disappointed, or what do you think overall? Yeah, I mean, coming from an NRS perspective, I guess I would prefer to have even just a little glimpse of the next NRS game, as opposed to nothing, so there is positives there, but at the same time, it doesn't really give you any information, right? All right. Moving on. So this is the one that I saw a lot of you guys commenting and wanting to see my thoughts about and my reaction to. So the Street Fighter trailers. Street Fighter 6 revealed 2 new characters. Well, 1 new, 1 returning, but 2 new to Street Fighter 6 characters at Evo during the top 8 for Street Fighter 5. So that is Kimberly and Juri. So let's look at their trailers together. So here we go. I'm excited to watch this again, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's very different watching this right in front of your face and like on a big screen.
Pushing you on the scene!
She looks so cool!
Man, come on, I'm ready to go!
I'm really thinking her. And she's like... Oh my god, she just looks like she's gonna be so fun to play. And she's also, like, her character seems perfect for the way that they utilize color in this game. She's so cool, she's pretty, I'm so excited for her. I can't, and then of course, this is where the audience really lost their minds, I'm sure you can imagine.
Time to play.
I mean, she looks the best she ever has, right? It's not just me thinking that. I'm not just crazy. Now, watching her moveset, you see a lot of moves returning from Street Fighter 5, but you see some Street Fighter 4 stuff in there too. And you see the same sort of thing like with her costume. It's Street Fighter 4, but with new adaptations.
Such a lovely face.
The Beat people are gonna be happy.
Stop, kid, you're killing me here. And only one of us is allowed to do the killing.
Yeah, so, Juri, okay. They both look fantastic to me. in my opinion, alright, Kimberly's move set seems a little bit more interesting at this point in time. It could be just because she's new to me, and like I said, Juri's moves as showcased here seem very familiar. But yeah, so they stand out a bit more to me, but Juri looks better than she's ever looked. And I am so excited to get a chance to try out these characters. After getting a chance to play some Street Fighter 6 at Evo, I cannot wait to get my hands on this game again. It was so smooth. The mechanics seem really interesting. I can't wait to play this game more, guys. I just said. So this, I think, was probably my favorite of the reveals, even though it wasn't necessarily the most shocking or surprising, but I think I enjoyed this the most, so yeah. I want to know, what about you guys? Out of the two, which are you more excited about? What characters do you want to see? Is there anything you were disappointed about with the Capcom reveals? Personally, I was hoping that they would give us like some news about maybe a beta or something, which we didn't get, so, but we live with it. And then, finally, of course, Guilty Gear. Now this, it seems a little weird to me to be looking at this trailer, to be honest, because this character is also now actually out and playable, but let's just play it, let's just play it. Here she is, Bridget. Bridget announced to join Taking Your Stride.
Is it my turn? Leave it to me. I can go home because I'm afraid.
Yeah, and the arena definitely kind of erupted here too, but they did a trailer where they basically, they did a little bit of a lead-in with the yo-yo, so you didn't necessarily know directly
Whoever
who was
you
coming,
are,
but
welcome
once
to the
you saw the
show.
yo-yo, people could speculate, and that's when they started
Wasn't it?
releasing it.
Allow me to transfix you.
So, much like with Team Awakened, Orochi, and Guilty Gear, I haven't had a chance to play or try out
Chose not
Tekken.
cheap, but it's
I'm
worth
behind.
it. Oh, spinning out already?
But I have
you're gonna
seen
miss the
some
good
other
part.
people, including my lovely Kimberly,
Eventually, I'm a
playing around with Bridget, and
Sorry,
seems like a very
on the
interesting
plan.
character.
Pay up, please.
I think it's really cool that they are
ready to apply.
clearly listening
Be sure to
to the
love
fan
my
base in terms of the choices that they're making of characters to add. And I think this also is kind of like a good sign for who might be coming in the future. So there's a lot of people that were thinking that the character that was going to be revealed here was going to be Sin because of the speculation concerning Sin and Sin's presence in the DLC story mode, but of course it wasn't. So I think people are still thinking that Sin is coming. I'm also still really hoping for Dizzy, and I think, again, the popular characters being brought back makes that seem more likely. So I'm hyped for that. I think it was a great choice, and Strive Top 8 also was really exciting. So, but overall, I'd say that, to me, the team that kind of won the announcement battle at Evo was probably SNK. I think SNK had the biggest kind of wow and shock factor, and then after that, Street Fighter 6 was just the most visually exciting, but part of that is Street Fighter 6 is like the most exciting thing for the FGC in general right now anyway. The Tekken one was the most confusing, and then this was not like a huge surprise, but it was a cool one. And the biggest surprise out of this was honestly that they said and that she was going to be released the next day, so. But, alright, so you guys wanted to hear my thoughts on all of these reveals. Here they are together, all in one convenient place. I want to hear your thoughts as well, so please put them down in the comments. And if you have any questions for me, whether about any of these reveals or the games that they are attached to, or my long suffering as part of an arrest community, which is like the only game that got no announcements, just let me know that in the comments too. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!